Hi, this is Wayne Goldsmith, and welcome to Coach's Story Time. I've decided that the one thing that was really missing on this YouTube channel was me telling stories about some of the experiences I've had working with coaches and athletes over the years. And I wanted to kick off this first one in this spot that I'm sitting in right now, which is in my home in regional Australia, surrounded by the Australian bush. And I'm in a circle, which you can sort of see in the background, which we call a yarning circle, which is a tribute to our First Nations, our Indigenous, our Aboriginal Australians, who would quite often come together and share stories around a fire, which I've got just behind the camera, and we'd come together and share stories that were important to them about their culture, about their nation, about survival and things that mattered to them. So it's very important for me to be here, and I'm going to share stories about my 30 years of experience working coaching. Today's story is something I love to tell, and it's about the only real power that you have as a human being. It's the power to decide how to respond to the things that happen to you or are happening around you. Now, this is an idea that I actually stole, and I'm quite happy to give credit where credit's due to a brilliant psychiatrist called Viktor Frankl, who survived the Holocaust and who wrote a book of man's search for meaning. It's a wonderful book. It's a bit of a heavy read, but it's quite brilliant. And in the book he said, look, when it comes down to it, the only true power that you've got as a human being is the power to choose how to respond to the things that happen to you. So about 10 years ago, I was in New Zealand working with a triathlon team. And one of the young triathletes, a young man, came into the training session with a stress fracture in his lower limb. And I said to him, hey, how you going? And good to see you. And I asked him about his leg, and he was angry and he was really cranky. He was furious that he had a broken leg and that he wouldn't be able to take part in our training session today. So I looked at him and I said, look, I've got something I want you to do for me. I'm going to go and work with the athletes. And when I come back in a moment, I want you to tell me 10 wonderful things about having a broken leg. And he looked at me like I was a complete fool. I've seen that look many times, but he looked at me like I was a complete fool. I came back about 45 minutes later and I said, right, what have you got for me? And he said, nothing. He said, it's a ridiculous question. There is nothing great about having a broken leg. And I said, well, hang on a minute. You're a triathlete. You've got a broken leg and you can't run. I get it. I really do. But you could do more swimming. You could go to the gym and strengthen your upper body. You could learn how to change a bike tyre. You could watch videos of great triathletes from your own country and around the world and learn what they do strategically and tactically. You could go see a sports psychologist and learn how to meditate, learn about mindfulness, about concentration, about relaxation. You could go to an expert on sleep and improve the quality of your sleep. You could go to a nutritionist, learn what to cook, how to cook, when to cook, and how to eat healthy, nutritious foods. You could contact the best 4 or 5 professional triathletes in your country and ask them what did they do to be so successful. I found around 30 things that were really great about having a broken leg. And we sat there a little bit longer and we talked. And I said, the lesson is this. If your response, if you choose to respond to the things that happen to you that you don't like, the bad things, the negative things, if you choose to respond to them by getting angry, by getting sad, by getting frustrated, and by thinking that you're a victim, you're never going to make it. You'll never be successful. But if you can learn that every negative, every bad thing, every difficult thing, every painful thing that happens to you is the catalyst for learning, for improving. If you choose to respond positively to the things that happen to you, you're unstoppable. There's nothing that you can't achieve in this sport or anywhere else in the rest of your life. So coaches, parents, when you're working with kids, when you're raising children, when a moment comes where something's gone wrong, where something's been difficult, where something hasn't worked out the way that they've hoped or maybe even that you've hoped, it's an opportunity to teach them, to show them, instruct them, to coach them, to parent them, that if they make the choice to grab whatever happens to them and in that moment, turn it around as a stimulus, as an opportunity, as a catalyst to learn, to grow and get better, There truly is nothing in life that will be an obstacle to them. Thank you for joining me on Story Time. It's the first of many more to come. I look forward for you joining me here or over on my Substack site, Sports Thoughts. I look forward to sharing this learning journey with you.